Hi everyone, sorry there's been such a gap since my last video. I was really looking forward to exploring the sounds in Night City in Cyberpunk 2077, which I got last week, and I was preparing some material last weekend. Unfortunately though, the game isn't really playable for me at the moment, no matter what I do with the settings. My rig, and I can say rig because it's Cyberpunk, my rig is above the minimum specs, but my FPS was so choppy it was giving me a headache and making me feel nauseous. Not an experience I wanted to share with you in a video. This is such a shame because there is so much work that's gone into this game, and the sound design is already a good thing, but the choppiness of the visuals just doesn't make it possible to really demonstrate and discuss the finer detail of the audio, unfortunately. Hopefully it's something that I can return to in the future, and I can come back with my analysis of this game in 2021. So while I hunt out other people's footage, wait for the game to be optimized, and wait for my rig to run out of gum, so, you know, it can kick ass, I thought I'd bring you a little update on what other videos I'm working on and what projects I have outside this channel as well. One or two of which will feature here in 2021.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Epic's 4.26 release of Unreal Engine brought with it a new suite of audio tools in the form of Quartz. At the time I'm writing this, there is no or very little documentation on this system, so my learning is a mishmash of trial and error and studying the videos of Epic soundman Dan Reynolds. Go and check him out if you haven't already. So this is a very quick overview of the process that I've been looking at in Quartz. So if we press play here, now on the upper left here, you can see that we are counting out the bars and the beats, and we have a cyclical 8-bar riff. And if we just have a look at what's going on here, this is the blueprint. Let's turn this down a moment. So this is the blueprint. This section basically loads in our clock, and this loads up the first bed, the 8-bar riff. This bit here, we have a hi-hat section here, which will only play if we've told it that it can start the hi-hat. And here we have another section that will reload the 8-bar loop when the original loop or the previous loop has ended. Down here we have a brass section, which will be called when we press number 1 on the keyboard. And there's some functionality here just to turn off or on the hi-hat. And these parts here just put a little notice on the hood. So what's really powerful about this is that we can use this to basically make sure music and other events happen in time. So quantization basically allows us to trigger certain things on a specific beat. So in this case, the 8-bar loop is only going to come into play if the number of bars is greater than 7, so 8, and the number of beats is greater than 3, so 4. When it gets to that, it will trigger and load up the next loop, which will start all over again at beat 1 on bar 1. Up here, our hi-hat sound will only play if we have more than 3, so if it's at 4, let's just go back here. So here we have a breakdown of the quantization events. We've got the number of bars and the number of beats. When the number of beats is greater than 3, we say yes, let's load in our hi-hat sound. So that'll start on the first beat of the next bar. You might notice already I'm having some issue with the volume multiplier. The volume seems to be going up and down, and I'm not quite sure why that is. This is still a system I'm very much learning. So we'll have some more videos on this in the new year. Let's have a look and see what we have here. Turn volume back up. And if I press 1, we're going to get our brass sounds. But look at where I press it, and then listen to when it actually comes in relative to the beat of the bar. perfectly synchronized. It's pretty cool. And then if we go for the hi-hat option, we can toggle this on and off, and again it will only come in on the right beat, on the first beat of each bar. And it'll stop at the end of its play. So it lasts 4 bars, and again we'll start this in the middle of a bar. So say on beat 3 of bar 5. And it doesn't start until beat 1 of bar 6. And that will loop indefinitely. If you've watched some of my other videos, you'll know that procedurally generated audio is something that I'm interested in, and it's definitely something that we can create more easily in a fully quantized audio system, because we can run all the audio off a clock. And what I've yet to explore is whether we can run other things off that same clock. Can we use that clock to drive pre-scripted events like animations and other things as well? No matter how good the built-in audio engine gets, games will still be using audio middleware like Fmod and Wise. And that's good, because the skills you gain from using those applications mean you, as a sound designer, aren't inherently tied to any single engine. So in 2021, I'll be cooking up tutorials looking at some uses for audio middleware with Unreal Engine. I'm developing the Valkyrie breathing system based on the system used in The Last of Us 2 to be more modular and have greater customization options. My original video on this was a good proof of concept, and I got some good feedback from people on this, which was really nice, so thank you for that. And finally, I'd like to ask you if there's anything you'd like to know more about in terms of game audio in Unreal Engine, or just generally. I really enjoy making these videos, and I've had some really good feedback on what I've created, especially over the last few months. I want to make sure that the content I create keeps on being relevant to you. We'll have 1 or 2 more videos before the end of the year, so keep an eye out for those. In the meantime, take care, thanks very much for watching, and good luck with your own projects.